Tonight, Beta has weakened to a tropical depression, but we're still dealing with a flood threat. Let's take a live look from Southeast Houston right now, where the flooding has trapped residents in their homes. A couple of these homes did get water inside, and you see there you need a boat instead of a car. And some folks are seeing more rain as another round of feeder bands from Beta moves into the area. If you have to be out, be careful. And oh, what a difference a few hours makes. Highway 288 at Holly Hall was underwater this morning. That's on the right, trapping drivers, but a break in the rain helped out. You can see what happened on the left. Right now, the water has receded there. Hello, I'm Len Cannon. What a mess it has been. Yes, we got a break from the rain, but it is coming back, and we're keeping a close eye on the bayous and creeks around town. Our crews are all over the Houston area covering the flooding conditions. First up, David Paul, is the worst over, David?
Well, I think we're still going to see several inches of rain in many spots tonight. It just remains to be seen exactly who gets a little bit too much rain. Flash flood watch stays in effect overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. Here's the setup. As long as this low pressure area, which is now Tropical Depression Beta, stays to our south and west, we will continue to see the feeder bands move in and wrap around that remnant low pressure area. Now, this will be moving tonight, but it's moving slowly. Now, we've got a flash flood advisory for the southern portion of Harris County. It's a flash flood warning for central and northwest Harris County, and that's where these pockets of heavier rain are. And we've seen this off and on for the past hour or two. Aldine to Cypress up to the Klein area. That's heavy rain moving into the Copperfield area now. But so far, this has not been enough to cause any new flash flooding. I've been watching the bayous, White Oak, Vogel Creek, been watching Buffalo Bayou. No new rises out of that rain so far. But if we were to get a quick 2, 3, 4 inches tonight, that would cause rises on bayou. So we're going to be on watch all night tonight. Now, as we head into 4:30 a.m., this is tomorrow morning, the center of our low pressure area, the remnant low of Beta, will move over Houston. It will be to the center and to the east of that center where the heaviest rain aggregates. So I'm a little concerned about what may happen to the east side tonight. Baytown, Pasadena, Mont Bellevue, Liberty. We're going to be watching you carefully tonight at into the morning. After that, the storm moves to the east, and by the middle of the day tomorrow, we are done with the rain threat. However, this evening and tonight, a flash flood threat continues. We'll be watching it very, very carefully. I'm looking forward to that thing finally exiting tomorrow. We will look at forecast rain totals for tonight when I see you again in a few minutes, Len.
All right, get an update then. Thanks, David. Many neighborhoods cannot handle much more rain. The Gulf Meadows neighborhood, this is in Southeast Houston, getting hit hard today. Streets flooded, water getting into a couple of houses. Marcelino Benito is in the neighborhood tonight. What a mess those families are having to deal with, Marcelino.
That's right, Len, and bad news right now. The rain has started to pick up out here again, and nobody wants to see that. Now, I can tell you, I just spoke to a man who lives about 2 blocks behind me. He says the water back there is actually still about waist deep. He told me he had about an inch of water in his home, but we know several other folks had a lot more than that, but a little less than a foot, according to most people we have talked to out here. Now, I did check with the Harris County Flood Control District earlier today, and they say this area specifically got between 9 to 10 inches in the last 24 hours. Those rain bands from Tropical Storm Beta led to the flooding problem we're still seeing here. Neighbors say it's the worst that they've been hit with since Hurricane Harvey. Everyone hoping the rain stays away tonight because a repeat performance from last night could mean bigger problems for folks in Gulf Meadows.
I pray that it will stop very soon. I hope so. I think we're all a little bit disappointed. You can check with them for yourselves. It's okay, except for outsiders start coming in to see what's going on. That's what's causing the problems.
Now, a few of the homes here would not have had water inside the homes had people not sped through floodwaters trying to scope things out. All that water pushed into people's garages and made things a bit worse out here. Again, Len, the rain has started to pick up again. That is not what folks in this neighborhood want to see. Hopefully it lets up so people get a chance to actually dry out. Len, back to you.
Yeah, that would be great so they can move on and get on to the next chapter of this. Thank you, Marcelino. And we cannot say it enough, folks. You have to be careful out there. This is video from Pearland Parkway at Beltway 8 where drivers got stranded in high water. We even saw some folks on there, right there, four-wheelers going through the water. This is not a good idea. I know you think you're having fun. Not a good idea. Residents who live along Clear Creek will be closely watching the weather tonight after Beta left parts of their neighborhoods underwater. Jason Miles in Pearland with a closer look at what they're dealing with. Jason?
Hey there, Lynn. Yeah, I've heard of a few water rescues in this area, mainly because these flood waters, like you see on this street behind me, not easy to navigate, certainly not by walking through it. All of this is from nearby Clear Creek, which started overflowing overnight and into this morning. Take a look at some Drone 11 video. We flew over the area earlier today. We shot this again, Clear Creek. This is Yost Boulevard. In the video you may see, this area hit hard, of course, by Harvey 3 years ago. So many people, as you might imagine, very wary of severe weather again. I spoke with a retired teacher who tells me she hasn't seen it this bad, and we've heard this all day long, except for back during Harvey.
I put that stone in my driveway, and that marked the water level, so I'd know when to call my son and tell him to come and get us.
Fortunately, she hasn't had to be rescued as of yet. Several homes beyond where that lady lives appear to have several inches of water at this hour. I spoke with one family who was hurriedly elevating the furniture inside their home earlier today. They got 4.5 feet of water during Hurricane Harvey. The water has receded somewhat over the last few hours since we've been out here on this scene. But as you might be able to tell, it's raining again. Lynn?
The rain, Jason, thank you. Good news for Brays Bayou, where flood mitigation projects that we've been talking about for years kept the water in its banks. Adam Bennett in Meyerland tonight. Adam, the water keeps going down there.
That's right, Len. You know, some people that live here told me that at its peak overnight, the water got about as high as where I am at right now. When we got here about 11 o'clock this morning, it was maybe halfway up those columns on that bridge. You can see how far it has fallen since then, several feet easily. Now, that is definitely welcome news for this area, which of course has been hit hard by these flooding events. 3 in a span of 2.5 years recently, most recently with Hurricane Harvey. Now, the damage from that storm in 2017 was really what helped bring in the money and speed up the progress to finish Project Brays. Those 75 plus projects along 31 miles of this bayou, including Meyerland, really have made a difference according to a lot of residents. Bayou widening, bridge replacement, detention basins, those are all part of that effort, and that effort is almost done. And Judge Lena Hidalgo said today that Project Brays has been moving ahead at what she calls record speed.
So far, we're glad. We think that may have helped, and that's a reason to continue with that work, with our detention requirements, our buyouts, so much of the work we're doing. It just, we're doing as quickly as possible, and these storms keep coming.
And as we've seen the water levels drop all afternoon long, the wildlife has been returning. We've also seen a number of different families coming out here to see the bayou levels for themselves. Also, a lot of people exercising along these trails. In all, the gauges show that more than 11 inches of rain fell in this one area over the course of 24 hours. But again, the county leaders say not only potentially Project Brays, but also a break in the rain, which we're still experiencing now, has really helped bring these levels down. Len?
Adam, thank you. You can text the word storm to 713-526-1111. We'll send you a link to keep tabs on Tropical Depression Beta and let you know about high water spots on the roads.